The most powerful man in America right now is John Thune. And how do we know that? We know that based off the 60 Minutes interview that Donald Trump just did. So apparently, all the political analysts are saying that if they go with the nuclear option, that'll give Donald Trump unvetted power. The only one who could pull the trigger on the nuclear option is John Thune. Johnny boy. And the reality is, I think John Thune know that. That's his name, I think it is. Whoever it is, whoever is the majority, Senate, House leader, whatever the fuck he is. I know I fucked that title up tremendously. Oh, I got my stuff. I spilled all of my oil on the counter. But with him being the person who has the most power to make a decision right now, to change the whole world right now, to feed hungry people right now, he in a sticky spot. Because now, who are we? I think John got to figure out who he fighting against. Is he fighting against the Democrats, or is he fighting with the Democrats? Because to go the nuclear route is the only way he could kind of decide. That's the most Republican thing to do, because that's what the Republican president is asking of you. And anything is not anything. I would say anything other than what Donald Trump is asking you to do is un-Republican. And I would say that by their measure, not by like reality's measure by any means. Hold on. But I do want to say that just because, did I wipe this off my neck? I did. I do want to say that just because, like, he's not doing what Donald Trump say, that don't mean that he necessarily for the Republicans, for the Democrats, because he's not doing what they say either. I think he might genuinely like believe in what they doing. Like, he don't realize, he might not, or he's coming to the realization that, he might be realizing that he a pawn. He might be coming to the realization of that. But he really not a pawn. He really is kind of the queen. She the most powerful piece on the board. But technically, to go against Donald Trump would be to go against the Republican Party. And I just think at this point they should just get together and talk it out, because if they don't, they're both about to lose their power. So the power that John Thune holds right now is of like literally democracy. And I hope he got some good people in his ear, because okay, the enemy of my enemy is my friend at this moment. And right now, I know that if I give power to him, we're all gonna lose our power. Because he's gonna get rid of me. He doesn't need me. And you're saying, I think they was like, well, he's just gonna, technically you don't need him. But no, what's gonna happen is you need Congress, you need the Republicans, and so the Republicans will have most of the vote. Maybe. So the Republicans will have most of the vote. But eventually he's going to, you already seen how he's talking to you. He just being a good abuser, bitch. Because no, I'm not gonna talk to you crazy when you got a knife in your hand. You hear what I'm saying? When you got that thing on you, when you got the power, I'm gonna talk to you sweet. But as soon as I get the power, I'm gonna kick you out of here. If either way it go, whatever happened, he gonna talk shit about John Thune or whatever this man name. I don't know why I want to call him John Thune, and I feel like that's not his name, but I think it is. But he has to do something. Like, he's holding out, not realizing that this was a plan that was never meant to be held out on. You get what I'm saying? And so he really wants to get this bill passed. The Democrats not going to pass this bill. The only way out of this right now is for them two to get together and compromise on something so that they can get together and defeat the big monster. But anything other than that, as the country will continue to snowball spiral unless some Republicans just get a backbone. But by then it's too late. But I think, like, they see he going to war, like, but Lindsey Graham dense ass, like, yeah, he's killing violent criminals. Like, they believe anything he say. He's going to say the words that get the Republicans to move. He is. And I don't know, it's like, how are you a senator or a House representative? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's really happening? But he's supposed to be going to war with Nigeria over Christian persecution. He's supposed to be Venezuela pissed, China pissed about these nukes. I heard somebody talk about some hydro bombs and what they could do. He said, we won't take the first one, but we'll make sure that you won't take the second one, bitch. Oh my God. He over there kicking up mess. He kicking up mess. And that's what I'm saying. That's what he's showing to Congress. And I hope Congress, even the Republicans, see that he's a blatant disregard for reality. And it's crazy because most of the Republicans wear it count. And that's why we need, again, that's why I say they trying to get rid of diversity. But speaking of, no, I'm going to finish this off. Like, let me see if I can remember what I was about to say. There's a need for, hold on, let me see if I can remember. The Republicans wear it count. They all got money. So to them, like, when Trump was talking on 60 Minutes last night, he was talking about the grocery prices being down, 401ks doubling. For the rich people, yeah. So they're looking at the economy and they're like, well, we're not affected by that. And these people, anybody who says anything differently must be the far left. Not understanding that a majority, and Trump knows this, but his constituents or the people under him don't really kind of understand it or grasp that. But most of the people that voted for Trump is poor white people because they thought that he was going to make them rich. They waiting on that Trump check. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what time it is, but I could guarantee SNAP benefits not on. And the judge made an order, was like, I need to check in, and if there's, and it needs to be back on. But what happens if it's not back on? That's the thing. There's been no punishment. If nobody's punished or nobody's held accountable, then why would I stop doing anything? Like, abuser is going to abuse you until you leave, until you stop, until there's a consequence to their action. There's been no consequence to nobody's action. And that's why I be so tired of people talking to these people or reporting on this, because ain't nobody doing nothing. Okay, if you do this wrong, then this. But it's just like, it triggered me because, all right, bitch, how many times he got to play in your fucking face for you to actually give a consequence to a fucking action? Am I talking to myself or am I talking to the news? That's what I'm saying. The news is like a hormonal woman, bitch. Like, it's insane. That shouldn't be the tea. This administration, these people have no backbone. The administration, the justice system has no backbone, and I need it to grow a pair and quick. Someone please call 911. But I just wanted to talk about that. Like, our life is in John Thune hands. Is that his name? Or Chuck Schumer, if he just, because I, again, signed the bill. If Chuck Schumer signed the bill, they'll see the truth of what the Republicans was talking about, but also that snaps the power away from Donald Trump. Let's talk strategy.